biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. We're listening to Instinct Radio.
If you would like to advertise your business on Conversations with Cupid, airing every Thursday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Instinct Radio, email us at shay@middleclassmatchmaker.com. That's Shay, S-H-A-E, at middleclassmatchmaker.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle, Fizzle, Fizzle. And this is Instinct Radio, man. Tune in, baby. Oh, boy.
So if my phone go off.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Welcome to Conversations with Cupid. I'm so excited about today's show because today we're talking about relationship goals. And you know, all throughout social media, you constantly see memes and pictures of quote unquote relationship goals. And, oh, I want my relationship like Barack and Michelle. And I want my relationship like Jay and Beyonce or whomever. Are your relationship goals? But what are your relationship goals for 2017? Is it to be in a relationship? Is it to be open to a relationship? Is it to stop being so picky? Is it to go out on a date? You know, some people didn't go out on a date at all in 2016. I hope that's not you. What is your relationship goal? That is what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so singles, we definitely invite you to chime in on the show and let us know what your relationship goals are as we proceed. I do have, first let me introduce myself. For those who may not know, I'm Shay, middle class matchmaker, and I'm a matchmaker and dating coach. And Conversations with Cupid is a show for single people where we can discuss our issues and concerns and get to the root of it and get some healing and hopefully find love. And that's what we're going to do for the upcoming year. I do have some sexy singles with me in the studio today, so I would like for you all to introduce yourselves. You know, everybody on my show is single, so let them know that you're single and on the market. You never know. Could get a match out of this. If you could introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is Tiffany, and yes, I'm single.
You can tell us your age, your profession, whatever you want people to know.
I'm old enough. I'm old enough to drink. I work for Habitat for Humanity, and yes.
Okay,
and
great.
I'm from Rhode Island.
Rhode
I
Island.
live in Atlanta now.
You know, I've not met anybody from Rhode Island. You're
That's
the first.
what everyone says.
It's like this big, but I've never met anybody from Rhode Island. You're the
now
first.
You can't say that anymore.
I've met one person from the great state of Rhode Island. Nice to meet you, Tiffany.
Nice to meet
And
you.
I'm glad you're here. And welcome to Mr. Insabanor.
Yeah, I'm like a vet at this point.
You are. This is your third time. I don't have anyone. This is our 15th show. And you're the first person who's been on the show 3 times. I do have people who've been on 2 times. Several people who've been on 2 times. But you're our first one to come on. You should get something. Well, that you do have a gift. I just gave it to you. It's your 2017 classes. Welcome to the show. Tell us more about yourself.
Insabanor, 44 years old, single, no kids, working in the medical profession, IT profession for a hospital system here in Atlanta.
Thank you and welcome again. Thank you for joining us. Miss Crystal.
Okay, my name is Crystal Jordan. I am old enough.
Everybody's legal on the show today.
Yeah, but you know, women don't, it's just different. It's different with women. But I have 2 children that are both in college.
Wow, they're both in college.
They're both in college.
Wow, exciting. So you're an empty nester.
I'm an empty nester. I'm struggling with the empty nest.
Are you?
I'm struggling. But yeah, I have my own PR and marketing firm, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining us, Crystal. Thank you for all of you for joining us. I'm really excited about this topic tonight. We're talking about relationship goals. And so we're just going to start it off. Have any of you sat down? The New Year's coming. New Year's right around the corner, a couple days away, literally. Have any of you written some New Year's resolutions, and do those resolutions include anything relationship oriented that you'd like to share? Okay, Crystal, go ahead.
I did. And I may be in the minority today, but I decided that because I did a lot, I listened to a lot last year because I decided I was going to, the empty nest prompted me to start dating.
Okay.
And so I kind of listened to what a lot of different people said. I kind of lowered expectations. I went out with people I probably wouldn't have went out with because I started listening and you kind of get, it's a little stressful. You're thinking, okay, maybe I'm counting out the wrong people or the right people, and I'm being too picky, and I've definitely been called too picky. But for 2017, I've decided that I'm going to have a positive outlook.
Great.
And I'm going to believe that I'm going to get what I need and, a little bit of what I want.
Absolutely.
Because I think I went into 2016 thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to date someone I really don't want to date. And that's going to have to be what's right for me. And that's just not the right way to do it. So I'm looking to be not necessarily to fit someone else's mold, but just to be positive, be positive about the fact that I will get what I want.
And I'm going to touch and agree that you will definitely get what your heart desires. And I believe that. I definitely believe that we'll have what our heart desires. Sometimes we just don't know what our heart desires. So there's what your eyes desire. Right. There's what, your status may desire. But then there's what's on the inside is what your heart desires. And sometimes the heart part is going inward to figure out what is that? What does my heart really need? And that's what completes you. That's what makes you that's the missing piece to your puzzle. And yes, I'm going to touch and agree that you do get what your heart desires in the upcoming year. Thank you for sharing. And Sabanor, have you written out any goals for the upcoming year?
Yeah, I've just kind of mapped out a few. Definitely need to work on being more open today because I've been the one to kind of cut things off early or don't even let things get started.
Really?
Yes.
I'm pretty good at that.
Like, okay, wait, we know we got to talk about that. When you say you cut things off before they get started, like, what do you mean?
Just that, like, not really even giving the dating a chance. Like,
so you meet the girl.
Going out on one date.
And you meet a girl on one date and she says something, you're like, eh.
Yeah.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And that's what I call dating to eliminate. A lot of people date to eliminate, and it's just like do you know there are people who have gone out 60 times last year in 2016 and eliminated all 60. Some of them before the first date, some of them on the first date, but it's probably you. And there are a lot of people like that is my point. And it's like, you don't know what you need though. Like, so when you just eliminate somebody because they laugh silly or, he's missing a tooth on the left side and the back, I can't do it. People really do eliminate people for stuff like that. And it's like, dude, you don't even know who she is on the inside. You didn't even get to see all of that. You were just like, her purse was raggedy. It's just like silly things like that we eliminate people over. Yeah. So
it's the elimination game and also the patience too, because I've been known to not have a lot of patience.
So you're working on
general. I don't have a lot of patience in general. So.
And that's something you're working on
for 2000.
I'm
working on for 2017.
Okay.
Yeah, I started already, but definitely in 2017, turning over new leaf.
Awesome. Well, I want to see this new leaf being turned. I believe you can have what you want as well. All right, Miss Tiffany, any goals for 2017 regarding relationships?
Yes, actually, Sabanor and I have had several conversations with
y'all are best friends. Yes.
Yeah. So we sit and talk about, and I think probably one of our biggest arguments back and forth this year was, you're too picky. No, you're too picky. No, you're too picky. So we had that debate going back and forth. We both kind of agreed that we're both right on that one.
That you're both too picky.
Yes. So we kind of set that goal together to kind of, not be so picky and open up, and just who we let in, and to not let go of some of the rules and I don't want to say standards, because I think we should still
it's not
have
just
our
it's not a standard,
but
yeah,
definitely some of the topical and the superficial ones that we we put in place, like height requirements, weight requirements, or anything. Because
I want to talk about that. Like, what are some of the things? Because all of you basically said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just get. I know we're leaving it in 2016, but you may help some people who are struggling with these very same things. So kind of share with them what were some of the things that you were eliminating people over, not necessarily open to them about. Hey, tell me something.
How long the show you got?
and I'm gonna tell her if you're lying.
Oh yeah, I would.
Oh, you lying.
Well, we want to know, like, because you might help some people break through this. Because do you know that most single people struggle with this same thing of being too darn picky? And it's, to me, as a matchmaker, I hear it like, you think you're perfect. This is how I hear it. You think you're perfect, so you're looking for perfection, but you're not perfect either. And whomever you choose is going to be settling in some regard on some of your stuff and your flaws and your issues. It's the truth, though. As great as we think we are, we got some stuff with us. We all do. So let's talk about it, because you might set some people free. Tell us about some of the things you've eliminated people over. Who wants to go first?
Well, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
So, where is the balance? Because I did the opposite for 2016. I've heard for so long I was too picky. So, I definitely have height, weight, all types of requirements.
Okay, let me hear some of your requirements. Let's start there.
Oh, okay. All right. So, at first I started with 6 foot. Actually,
And how tall are you?
That's always the question.
I am 5'2" and a half, and I
And
started with 6
every
feet.
man is
Every
taller
man.
than 5'2". Every man is taller than 5'2".
True. So I brought it down. I brought the height down. I relaxed every. I brought it down to like 5'10".
That's doable.
Yeah. This is the thing though. I brought the height requirement down. I brought a lot of things down, and I was dating several people that I was not attracted to at all.
Okay, and
No
let's start.
physical attraction.
Let's start with the height requirement. Let's start there.
Okay.
So when God created men and women,
Right.
you know that the average woman is 5'4", and the average man is 5'10". Those 5'10" men are even a little shorter than 5'10", because you're shorter than the average woman. You're 5'2". So those men who are 5'6", they're probably for you. I mean, let's just look at the pie here. Just look at the pie.
Okay.
The majority of men are 5'10". I think the last time I checked statistics, only 3% of men are 6 feet and above.
Yeah, I got this.
All right, so let's just paint the picture here.
Yep.
So if you're under the height of the average woman, then you're probably the men who are shorter than the average man are probably where you.
The ones that I was supposed
Right. So if you eliminate all of them and you go for this 3%.
Shay, you're right. So
Oh,
I started dating people that I was not attracted to at all. Like that I would have to get myself in the right spirit to go on a date with them.
And I don't think you have to do that. So let me stop you right there.
Right.
I don't think you have to make yourself go out with somebody that you can't stand to look at. And I am not ever saying that to anybody.
Okay, good.
I'm not ever saying you gotta stomach your way through a date with somebody. Like, oh my God, I
I
can't.
thought you were the queen of looks don't matter.
I am. But y'all are so superficial about these looks. So let me just bring it down to you.
Everybody is different.
Everybody is different. I really don't get caught up in looks, but I know that that's just me. And apparently, I asked a question on my page yesterday about, do looks matter? And a lot of people said they do. So, okay, let's just scrap it. I'm not saying you can't stand to look at him. I'm not saying you're like, oh my God, I don't want him to touch me. He's so ugly. That's not the type of person that I'm thinking you're supposed to be with.
Right.
But he might not look like he popped out of a magazine.
I'm okay with that.
He
Right.
might not look like an actor.
Right.
He might not look like, the most gorgeous man alive.
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Right.
So as long as we're clear.
Yeah, no. I'm not. I wasn't doing that, but I did open it up, and I'm glad I did, to people I wasn't physically attracted to, and that didn't work.
It didn't work.
Because I just going on dates. I was sad going on a date.
Oh
I
no,
was sad going
Crystal.
on a date.
No, I don't want you to be sad either. I
That's
don't want
why
you to be
I
sad.
just
Crying
learned that
Jordan.
You
I
gotta,
know. I don't.
you gotta find
Her last
people-
name is Jordan too.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be sad
Find
going
your balance.
there.
That's
Definitely,
right,
Crystal.
right,
Let's work on that, because I don't believe you're supposed to be sad getting ready to go on a date. I do not believe that you're supposed to be miserable fighting through the date because he's so darn ugly. That is
I'm
not
attracted to him.
right, or
And
whatever.
I wouldn't want want someone to settle for me like that.
No.
I don't think Crystal's attractive at all.
Then you know.
She's a nice person.
No.
I don't want that.
And I don't want that for you either. As long as your expectation is not, he needs to be a 10, Denzel Washington, Idris Elba, Boris Cujo. I mean, as long as you're not, because some people really expect that. Like, I mean, and it's like, but you don't look like that.
Right.
Like, you got to be Halle Berry to get Boris Cujo. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? So as long as we're like, okay, I'm not expecting that.
Right.
He just can't be so ugly I can't look at
I
him.
just want to be attracted to him.
Okay.
And some, to where I feel comfortable. I can kiss him and feel good about it.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, 2016 was a very rough.
Because you just dated whatever came your way, and it wasn't.
No, guys that were nice to me, guys that treated me the right way. I did, but being nice is not enough. It's just
Right.
not. You know what I mean? I was able to see that.
That didn't work
it
for you.
just didn't work.
All right, let me hear some of the things that you've eliminated women for. What were you looking for?
How long is the show?
For me, the children thing was always a big issue.
You do not want a woman who wants children.
has
No,
children.
not if they're older than me. Like, I'm 44. The children thing is kind of tricky for me. The children thing was more along the lines of I didn't want to date women who had children.
Okay, so they have small children or children, period.
They had small children, like
4,
children that
5,
depended
6
on-
years
yeah,
old. Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't. So your thing is you don't want to date a woman who had small children. And
Right.
what was the reason behind that, if you don't mind?
Just because my lifestyle affords me the luxury of being very, very spontaneous. Like, I can get up tomorrow morning and go to Europe if I want. People with small kids can't.
Right,
Run.
can't do that. So that's what you want. Now, what if she doesn't have children and she wants children?
Now, that's more along the lines of age, as long as she's not older than me. Because I've dated women who are older than me. I'm 44, and I've dated women who are like 46, and they have not had their first kid, and they still want to have kids. I'm not doing that.
And your reason?
not
I'm just
doing
trying to.
I work in a medical field. That's just not medically sound.
Okay.
It's just not.
Because Halle Berry had a baby at 46.
I know.
Ooh, she had every doctor, money for every doctor in the world.
Right.
She did.
Right.
Yeah.
They probably genetically engineered that baby in her stomach.
I don't
You
know. But I hear you. So your thing is, depending on her age, you might be open
I would
to
be
having.
open to it.
So if she's 39,
Yeah, I would be open to it. I would be
Okay.
open to it. It's not the type of thing I'm running at, but I would be open.
you'd be open to
Right,
it.
if I'm not
Okay.
the right woman.
All right. So I got it. So children was a main issue for you. Where do you stand on that for
Now I'm
2017?
being more open. Like, before, if I just found out she had, like, let's say she had a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old, I would be like, nope.
But 16-year-old, 13-year-old,
I
they can
know.
babysit themselves.
That's
They-
why I'm being more open.
Okay,
I'm being more
okay,
open.
okay.
I'm trying to
Okay.
be more open. But then, earlier I was just like, no. As soon as I hear kids, it would just be like an automatic cutoff. Height was a cutoff. Like,
Wait, how tall are you?
I'm 6 even, but I tend to not like tall women. I
Oh, you like short women.
I do.
Crystal. Meet Mr. in Salvador.
But I'm being more open now.
Never heard a guy
So,
say that.
Why a lot of tall guys prefer shorter women.
Not
I
mine,
know
praise
they
the
have
Lord,
like
because
a-
my man love my legs. So anyway,
well, I don't like for my woman to be taller than me. So,
right, but not many women are taller than you.
right, but if they're like 5'9", 5'10",
Like
and
my
they're in
height,
heels,
then we can be
then they
6
are
feet.
taller than me.
Not taller than you, but I can be your height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or taller, depending on how tall.
How
you
tall?
are.
Yeah, true. If
Because,
I have on
some of
6
those
inches,
5'10"
yeah.
women like them 6 inches.
Yeah, that's
so,
true. Yeah, I don't wear them, but you're right. It's possible.
Yeah.
So you prefer shorter women.
I do.
What is that? What is that?
That's my preference.
What
I'm
is
not
it?
Gonna,
I saw you on the
eliminate
short woman
women.
post. You
Yeah,
were
I
just
know, I
never
know.
mind.
I was like, what? Women in the 5'5".
He was excited.
I know. I was like, relax.
He was a little too
Women
excited.
Under 5'5".
You like them under 5'5".
5'5" and shorter, yeah.
What is that? Wait, what is the draw?
You know what? I don't really even know, to be quite honest with you.
It feels like, I think God, you could protect them, and I like that feeling.
Yeah.
You like it too.
I do.
Oh,
And
I think
and
y'all should go on a
I
date.
like for my woman to be able to sit on my lap too. That's kind of one of the
Very
I like to-
interesting.
I'm affectionate, so I like for my woman to sit on my lap.
And you're saying only the short ones can?
Well, I mean, if they like 5'10", legs on hanging off,
I can't deal
hanging
with
off
you.
the edge.
Okay, Heather is my soror. She says tall guys love short women. I've always dated tall guys. I'm 5'2". Well, you know what? My man is 6'3", and I'm 5'10", 5'9". I'm 5'9", and we're good.
That's
He
a
likes
good
my
man.
height. because I'm still shorter than him. Like, I'm really, really shorter than him.
Wait, I don't want to put this out there that I don't like tall
You
women.
just prefer.
That's a preference.
And you're being open for
Right.
2017.
And I will date women who are taller than 5'5", of course. But if you're just asking about preferences.
You prefer shorter women. All right. Let's hear your things that you eliminated men over this last year.
Okay, well, I'm a shorty too. So I'm
How tall are you?
5'3".
Okay.
And my thing was, it used to be you had to be at least 5'10" and up. But then I'm like, all right, I'll let go of that, and was like, I just need you to be taller than me, and I need you to be able to reach on the shelf and get the spices if I can't reach them.
Well, every man is taller than you. Like, every man is taller than 5'3".
No.
Y'all know some men short. I'm not talking about midgets.
No, okay, so no, I dated a guy. I don't really know how tall he was. He wasn't very tall. But when I had my heels on, one time he said to me, and I wasn't even paying attention to it, but he said to me, I like you up there. I was like, he just killed
Wait,
it.
how tall was he? You don't know?
No, he was probably like maybe like
Up
5.
there,
But
like, you had on heels the other day and you were still like 5'5". Like, you're not that
but
tall.
So when he said that, he brought my attention, and he said, I like you up there. I was like, oh, you just killed it for me.
Yeah, because you're little.
I was like, oh.
I see.
Yeah, I don't want to see
That's
you,
just
like,
such an
get
interesting
school
thing
or
to me.
something.
Short
Yeah.
women who just, they have this height preference, and it's like, why? Why do you have? Because the tall women need the tall men. That's just me speaking from a tall woman's perspective.
Right.
Don't take the tall men. Y'all got all these men y'all can get. 5'2", 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", 5'7". All of those men are y'all's, and y'all trying to take the tall men from us. Stay in your lane.
Well, you got one of them, so you.
I got one, but I still got to speak up
You
for
gotta speak.
my tall sisters. I got to, cause y'all short. I got to hold it down for the tall ladies.
And I just the other ones I had were I prefer a man with children.
You prefer them with children.
Mhm.
Oh, interesting.
And to not want any more, because I'm past that age.
You want them to already have them and not want any more.
Right.
Okay.
And I prefer a man who's already been married.
You want them to already be married, already have children, and not want any more.
Well, she's being more open.
That was 2000.
That's your ideal. Okay, that was 2016.
Yes.
And you're gonna because that's a lot. That's a lot of little barriers there. And
But I
you-
think most men who have been married have children. So I think that.
Well, he been married with no children.
Well, she said most.
Yeah, but the thing is, for your age range, most of those men are done with kids. Unless you date younger. Do you date younger men?
No, I do not.
Okay, so if you don't date younger men, most men
I'm
40 and
trying
up.
to be open, so I have not. But
You have not, but you're open. Because 40 and up, and this is what I find with ladies that I try to mature 40 with no kids, never had children, and they want children, is that men around your age, they're like, I'm done. Because some of those men have teenage kids or grown kids even. And they're like, I'm done. Or they're like you, I don't want any more. I'm old. I'm too old to start over. Some of them feel like that. And then I have ladies who are 40 and they're like, listen, I've got my stuff together. I'm successful. I'm ready. I can take care of a child. I want a child. And it's hard for them to find what age of a man would be more open. And typically they have to go a little bit younger, like 36, 37. Those men want children. So I typically go a little bit younger to match them in that regard because of that. But typically when you get into the mid 40s, those men are done for the most part. Unfortunately, I mean, you have a few that might say, I will.
I met 3, and I was just amazed because I didn't know I thought they were a unicorn.
3 men who wanted children?
Yes, and they were my age.
Yeah, there
So I
are
didn't-
some.
Yeah.
There's some, but you can't,
Yeah.
and I can't say this enough. There is a lid for every pot. There really is. There really is. It's not just my book. It's for real. There really is a lid for every pot. I really believe that. And there is somebody who just, not necessarily all those barriers that you set up, but there's somebody who's designed specifically for you. I believe that. And for you and for you. For everyone. I believe that. But it's just a matter of getting to what those real core things are that you really need, not all these things that you want. Let me read some of your comments because y'all are coming in. Angela said, Shay, you're always matching 24/7. Yes, I have to, Angela. That's my job. Alicia says, thanks for speaking on behalf of the tall lady, Shay. You know I got y'all's back. I have to. Got 2 shorties in the studio with me today. Sephora says, yep, I'm 40 and want kids, and most men 40 and older are not trying to have any more. It's very interesting that in the studio with me today. Did I do that? It's very interesting that a lot of men don't want any more children, and I think that's difficult for women who are like approaching 40 or at 40 and they may not have had children. So the fact that you are open, and there's some brothers who are like, I met brothers this weekend and they were saying, I don't want any more children, but if I met a woman, she was great and we married and she didn't have any and she really wanted one, I'll have one for her, because most of them are done at that point.
I think that is also the thing about having, like, I've kind of laid back a little bit with my deal breakers, because I think if you meet that right person,
Yes,
you'll change any of those deal breakers.
absolutely.
You know, if you have something in place, you don't want any more children, you meet the right person, he does, you might want to have one.
That's why it's very important to really define what they really are, because those really aren't deal breakers, right? If you can relax them, it's really not a deal breaker.
Right.
And so if you have all of these barriers set up in the beginning before you meet the person, how do you know that you haven't eliminated somebody who could have been the one? Right? So let's say she had 2 small kids, right? But she was just perfect for him. I mean, she was everything he needed, but he didn't even get to know that because he had this barrier. He didn't get to meet her. And so sometimes we eliminate the one with our barriers, with our deal breakers, and they block us and they restrict us from our goods. So it's good that you all are open to that and you're relaxing some of these restrictions. I call them restrictions because they are. They restrict you from maybe what you're really supposed to have, who you're really supposed to be with. All right, so I'm reading some of your comments. Kevin Green says, I'm 60 and I would like to have a son to carry my name. Tafoya says, yep, I'm 40 and I want kids. Tennille says, I feel him. I don't date men with kids and I don't want kids. I rather travel in my 40s, don't want to raise or bear. And she's a teacher. I'm sure you probably, dealing with children all day, you probably don't want to do that. Raymond says, too many rules. Shay, please ask them to use the mics. Okay, that's you two. Use the mics. All right. David is grabbing popcorn. Melinda says, oh, my God, I have that issue myself. I think she's talking about you, Crystal. Letitia says, he is very handsome. And Melinda echoed it. Yes, he's very handsome. Belle says, hey, Sora, keep doing your thing. Thank you, Sora. Tree says she had no dates in 2016. Oh, Treese, we got to change that in 2017. Kaya says, goal, healthy and happy relationship. And Tree says she hopes to be in one. She says, it's me, Shay. I had no date in 2016. Kaya says, it feels like Saturday. Hey, y'all. All right. And there are many people who have gone all year without one date. And I had a couple clients who've never been in relationships ever. Like never had a boyfriend, never had a boo, never had nothing. And they're 40. They're older. Huh?
Something gotta be wrong with you, really. Like you gotta have a fatal flaw if you can't.
No, I can't.
I don't think it's getting a date. I think because I was married for 13 years, so. After I was divorced, I had kids that were small. Well, not small, but they were 9 and 12. And I was hurt. So I didn't date for like 4 years.
Yeah,
like not one date at all.
Not dating though. That's different than you can't get.
Okay, but somebody. No, they couldn't.
They
They didn't get asked out at all. But.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Because you get asked and you were just like, no, I'm not ready. No, I'm not. Well, I mean, Crystal, you're just a very beautiful woman, and you're in the spotlight. You go to different events. You're always somewhere. So
that works against me a lot, though.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that work? Use your mic because they can't hear you.
A lot of guys don't like the fact that they see what I do as being in the spotlight. I don't think it's in the spotlight because I'm pushing other people in the spotlight. But I've had a lot of guys that really just can't deal with the fact that I have a job that puts me around a lot of very successful men. And I go on, I travel with some of my clients, and that's been a huge, I think that's probably part of the reason I've had a hard time dating because, you're doing a foundation event with the Baltimore Ravens and the guy that you're dating is like, you're going where? To do what?
So you need a very secure man.
I do. That's one of my core things is very confident.
I have to have that too because even in what I'm doing, my man knows, and this was, he has to understand. He had to understand that I'm around gorgeous, handsome, smart, intelligent, successful single men all the time. and I'm not looking for me. I'm looking for you all. And that's the thing, you know, that had to be clear. And that's why I say over and over, I probably say it 10 times a day, I have a man, I have a man, I have a man. Just to make sure everybody knows I have a man. Yes, and it's always forefront, you know, because I don't want it to ever be thought of any differently. But that's something you have to have somebody who's very secure and knows you and knows what you wouldn't do, right?
But Crystal, doesn't that put you at an advantage for dating because you're around successful men all the time? Like,
Actually, I'm in the entertainment industry, and
She has her PR firm.
I don't, my core values don't line up with a lot of people, not all, but a lot of the values of the people that I'm around. A lot of the guys
what do
I'm
you mean
around,
by that?
a lot of the guys that I work with, they're not looking to settle down. That's not on. I mean, the entertainment is they're having a good time. They're not definitely not looking for a wife. And I'm at the point in my life where I don't necessarily have to get married, but I would like to be in a committed long-term relationship. And that's not. I don't like mixing business, but a lot of those guys just are not looking for that. A lot of them have that someplace at home, tucked away,
And they want a fun girl.
And they want a fun girl,
Yeah.
and they think that because you're out here doing that, you could be a
Yeah.
fun girl. But that's not what I'm looking for.
I don't want to be nobody's fun girl either. That wouldn't work for me, you know. But there are some girls that's what they live for. They want that glitzy, glamorous life. They want to be taken care of,
right?
you
And
know?
and depending on where they are in their life, if they don't, if they don't want a relationship, if they don't want a commitment, that may be okay for them. But just for me, it's just not.
Yes, Sephoria. Yes, she is Enchanted PR. That is her. Sephoria says, "Is Crystal Enchanted PR?" I follow her on Twitter. Yes, that's her. Okay. All right. So you talked about a barrier for you in dating. You know, being in the entertainment industry, being a PR person, following behind these stars, and as you said, you're pushing them in the spotlight. But men may see you in the spotlight, and they don't want. They're intimidated by that in some way. Men don't like the word intimidated.
Yeah, I don't want to say intimidated.
No.
because that's gonna make it the
But
bad.
they shy away from women who are in that type of field.
I've had guys say I'd rather a woman that's at home.
Really?
I've had them actually tell me I would rather have a woman. Actually, one of my best friends is a guy. Is Ray Daniels. He's head of Interscope, and he always tells me, Crystal, I want my woman at home. Like, the guy that you want, when you get with him, he's not going to want you out doing what you're doing. And I would be willing to.
Oh no.
I'm not ever going to change what I do, but I would definitely be
Yeah.
willing to make some changes that would allow for that person for the right one.
I don't want you to do that. No, I don't like it. I mean, you built this business. No, that's not right. You built this business. You built your brand, and you're gonna sit at home because he has a problem.
Not sit at home. No. I sit at home, but not sit at home. But I'm at a point in my life where I'm not being out all the time. Is not necessarily what I want to do, and I definitely would be willing to work with someone to make sure, especially if he was, pulling his
Why
weight.
can't he just come with you? Okay, if I'm going to the Baltimore Ravens event, just come with while I do my job, and I'm not doing anything.
That's a whole nother issue because I had a guy. I went on a date with a guy. I brought him to a movie premiere. He asked to take a picture with my client and several other celebrities at the event, and I was like, "You're my date? Absolutely not!" And he said, "You're not gonna let me take a picture?" And I'm like, "You're embarrassing me.
It's not a photo op.
This is not a photo op. You're not a fan. You're here with me. I'm working the event, and you're asking to take a picture with." It was just, and I've had a lot of guys. Well, I want to go to a red carpet with you. Like, guys are groupies. A lot of, especially in Atlanta, a lot of men are groupies as well.
Unfortunate. You need
Yeah.
to meet him because he's not this type of guy at all. No, he's really not. He's a solid guy. No, seriously, he really is, and he's not into this whole hype thing. And that wouldn't intimidate you, or let me not say intimidate. That wouldn't bother you.
No,
what she does.
I'm more trust oriented. So if I get a feeling from a young lady that I can't trust her, which is kind of rare, But if I got that feeling that I couldn't trust her, that would
That's
be the
different.
issue, not her
It's
job.
logic based.
Right.
It's not just, oh, you do this job, I can't trust you.
Right.
Unless you're climbing a pole. I mean, something like, she's not doing that type of work. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I can understand somebody saying that line of work, I'm not gonna trust. This is her job. This is her livelihood. Yeah, I think that's weird. Okay, what are some of the barriers for you? I mean, you're no children, never been married, intelligent, successful, educated brother. What's up? What's the
some of
barrier?
barriers?
Yes.
As far as barriers to
Dating,
dating?
yes.
I don't know. I don't really have a problem dating. Like, I hear a lot of people say dating sucks and they hate dating, and dating for me isn't really the problem. The problem is finding potential women to date whose ideas and lifestyle and what have you lines up with mine. The compatibility thing is the biggest barrier, not the dating. I mean, I can go out on 30 dates in a month. That's
if that's
not
what you
hard.
want to do.
Right.
But and also you have been eliminating so many women. Right.
Right. Yeah, I probably missed out on some really good women in the past.
At least
by-
you can admit it.
With the elimination process, I probably have. I was just going through it today. I was thinking to myself, who did I eliminate?
Oh,
And I was
that's
like,
that's
yeah, she was
huge.
probably a good
I want
girl.
to stop and say that's huge. Like to even admit that. Do you know how many people are like, no, all of them were horrible? Like, come on, ma'am.
But
Come
I
on,
think
sir.
At the time, it was easier for me to do so because I wasn't so focused on being in a relationship. At that time, it was, I was a lot younger. It was a lot more just kind of willy-nilly, just kind of out there, just hanging out, not hard-pressed, So it's a lot easier to do the elimination thing.
Yeah, if you eliminated 60 people in a year, 30 people in a year, something is not always them. It's some of this is on you, and it's good to do a self-evaluation and go, okay, what could it be? Now back to what you were saying earlier about me in looks or whatever. I cast a wide net. So when you cast a wide net, you don't have as many restrictions. If I came home and my boyfriend broke up with me today, my net is so wide that give me by the middle of next month. He's not gonna leave me. But what I'm saying, by the middle of next month, I'll be dating again because my net is wide. It's not like he's got to be this, And when you have your restrictions where it's got to be this, of course it takes forever to find that. But when your net is wide and you're just like, I just want somebody to love me, I just want somebody who's respectful, hardworking, that's the kind of values I set. It's not based on looks and all these crazy things. Then it allows you to meet more people, and more people can potentially be, lineups, right? But when you have these restrictions where it's like it's got to be this complexion, this height, this degree, this, live on this side of town, drive this kind of car, all of those are limitations and restrictions on finding the one.
Well, my biggest barrier actually hasn't been my own. It's been the religion thing, which you have talked about. I don't have a religion.
Right.
So I get eliminated by the young ladies a lot of the times because they're like, oh, so we ain't going to church together? We ain't going to hold my hand in church? I'm like, Lord.
That's a big deal. But let me tell you, but my clients, I don't know why. I get the clients that don't go to church. My clients are like...
I saw a lot of meat here in Georgia.
Listen, I'm telling you, I can hook you up. My clients are like, don't give me a Bible thumper. Do not introduce me to somebody up in church every Sunday, because that's just not how they are living. And they might be Christian and they might believe in God, but they're not sitting up in church every Sunday and they don't want anybody quoting scriptures to them. Those are the people who come to me. They're not looking, and they would be open to someone who's like, listen, I don't have religion at all. Good, because you're not going to be Bible thumping me and telling me I'm going to hell. Let me read some of your comments. McCornell Boston says, why can't we both be great in our careers, working to build something together? I think you can be. Absolutely. Johnny Richardson says, ladies, if you meet a man and you are all compatible on every level, but he is 2 to 3 inches shorter than you, would you automatically friend zone him? Is height a deal breaker? 2 to 3 inches short. Now, y'all are 5'3" and 5'2".
That's midget range.
My 11-year-old.
He collected Social Security.
That's a little
if he's
different,
shorter
Johnny,
than
because
you.
these ladies are
Definitely.
short. So let me answer, being 5'9", if I met somebody who was 5'7", woo, I've never dated anybody shorter than me.
Miss
Let me
Wide
say.
Net. Miss Wide Net.
I have a wide net, but short men don't approach me. I promise you.
But if they
I
did,
promise you.
if
If he was 5'7" and he was everything I wanted, I would be with that man. Do you hear me? Because that doesn't matter to me. I don't even wear heels all the time. I used to say he had to be tall because that's all who approach. All of my exes are 6'2" and above. That's just because that's what approaches me. I've never said he has to be this height. So no, he was 5'7", we'd be together. Tia says, Johnny, when you are 5'10" and he is 5'7", not sure if we would get to the point of even seeing if we are compatible. A lot of times for tall women, just like you said, you want to feel protected. We do too. Right? And I don't want to feel like I'm protecting your little tail, I mean, it's just the truth. It's the truth. Like, so even though I'm tall, I'm very feminine, and I don't want to feel like, right, this is my baby. I don't want that. But I do know, let me say that I do know lots of people who are taller than their husbands. I know lots of wives who are happy with their men love them, and they have no issues whatsoever. They tell them to wear heels, and they're fine with it. So there are a lot of women who have been able to overcome that. And so certainly, like, if he was 2 inches shorter than me, I rock with it. We don't have to stand up beside each other all the time. You know, he can stand on that side, I sit on this side. That's my husband, y'all. And nobody has to know. It'll be okay. Okay, so that was his question. Cassandra says, no, height is not a barrier for me. You know, and most women, I mean, the average woman is 5'4", so most women are.
She keeps saying
Because most women are short. So really, height is not a big deal.
So then maybe the average height is changed.
That's not even
It's short.
Medium.
It's short to me
I heard
because
more like 5'5".
it's short to me. All of that is short to me.
Average woman is 5'5".
No, 5'4".
Possibly.
The average woman, average woman is 5'4", and the average man is 5'10". But both of those are short to me, you know. But that doesn't mean that it's short to you or short to you.
5'10" is tall to me.
Yeah, 5'10" is tall. You could definitely do. You could wear whatever heels you want with 5'10". All right, so Cassandra says, my values are the same. I do not have many restrictions. It's the men who think I am intimidating. Yeah, men don't like that word. We got to come up. Okay, ladies, we got to come up with another word.
Find you intimidating. They just don't want you.
Oh. And Sabanor says, men don't find you intimidating. They just don't want you. Like, men do not like that word intimidating. I don't know what it is, but that sends them up a
Most men
wall.
are not intimidated by women. Let me put this out there. They're just not.
Does it?
It does sound like a
you're
put down.
here because
We're just
intimidation
not.
is a negative word.
I get it.
But if a guy
it's
says,
condescending.
Yes,
It's like you're
extremely.
intimidated by me.
Yes.
but if
Okay.
a guy says to you, you don't need a man, that's rude. He's coming at me in a negative way. And I've had guys say, oh, well, you don't need a man. And I wouldn't say he's intimidated, and maybe he just doesn't want me, and that's fine. But it's a rude, it goes both ways.
Yes.
Men are just as sensitive as we are, if not more.
I
They need to feel needed. So I think that they don't.
That's a great
Some
question.
women don't need a man.
That's
they
a
want
great.
man.
Okay, let's talk about this. I love this topic. This is one of my favorite topics. This concept of women needing a man. I love this topic. And Sabanor just asked you a question, Crystal. He said, "Do you need a man?"
Oh, I hate this
Versus
question.
want a man.
Okay, I want one. I don't. I do not.
So those guys were right.
Right.
No, not in the
Don't
context.
need it.
Not in the context that he said it. I put it like this: I am not the type of woman that can't survive on her own if the right man is not in front of me. I know a lot of women that will just get in any relationship and be with anyone just to have a man. After I got out of my marriage, of course I would love to be in a relationship. Am I balanced without being in one? Absolutely not. But am I going to crumble up and die if I'm not in a relationship? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So do I need one to balance my life out and make me feel like the things that I want in life are complete? Yes. But do I need one to get through in everyday life? Absolutely not. You know what I mean?
Which
Do I want one? Yes.
I think that's attractive, right? You don't want her to not be able to move or not be able to make a decision without you, right? You want her to have built her own business and have her own, and you compliment her, right? Because I need my man, and I make sure he knows it. And I think that's something that women have a struggle saying and admitting. I need you. And here are the places where I need you. I need you to help me co-parent my child. I need you to protect me and keep me safe. I need you to bounce ideas off of. I need you to make some decisions. I don't want to do it all by myself. Yes, could I? Yes, but I don't want to. I don't want to make all these decisions. I need you to do that. I need you to help me pay these bills. I need you to make decisions. I need you to go visit my son's school. I need you. Every step of the way throughout my life, I need you. And that's hard for us to say because we are successful and, you know, you have your own. And no, you don't need them like you're going to shrivel up and die without them. No.
You need the right one.
Right.
The right man.
You need the
just any man.
not just any man. No. And any man won't do, and any man won't fit because the average man won't work anyway, right? All right. What were you gonna say?
I would say one of my
Yeah.
one of my relationship goals is being more open in how I express myself.
Yes.
And I think in one of the things like what you just said, he just asked you if you needed a man. The answer is yes. It's you saying the negative part of it, what you don't need a man for. Mm-hmm. That is, that's what I'm saying. Just
It's counter.
being more
Yes.
expressive for your relationship goals. Yes, you do need a man. How you need a man, you can define different. But I think just men want to feel needed.
They have to feel needed.
So just saying yes, I do need
Yeah.
a man,
And-
and you can always, you know, backtrack and say it, and not I don't need a man for this, because that's what they expect from us.
Right. And it does sound condescending in some ways. I mean, because let's face it, there's some lonely nights, and your B.O.B. just don't cut it. I'm just gonna keep it real.
I was gonna say that, but this
at
is- I
the
didn't know
bare
how far to
minimum,
go. I
at the
didn't
bare
know.
minimum, you need them for that.
Right.
You need them for intimacy.
Right.
I'm just gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it all the way live,
I
y'all.
was gonna say it. I was like, I
You
didn't know
need
if I
them,
could.
and
Another can of
and
worms.
not just that, but not just that, not just intimately, but having a man to hold you at night, like rolling over and knowing he got you. I mean, that's a need, sisters. Y'all
Yes.
need a man.
Yes.
You got. I'm just telling you, you need one, because there are some things that nothing else can feel but that
I
man.
feel an R&B song coming on.
It's like I feel one too.
Get it in, you know.
It's
lonely
real.
nights, you need that
Listen,
man to hold you.
I need my man. He knows it. Okay, Heather says exactly what Crystal said. Very often it's a choice. After a divorce, I too was turned off, but I have a few associates that have never had a relationship. It's not always a fatal flaw. Some people aren't available emotionally, and it shows outwardly, and they don't even realize it. It's so true. Martin says, I feel like I've lowered my standards. Oh, Martine, sorry. Martine says, I feel like I've lowered my standards and the guys still turn out to be cheaters. So shouldn't you just date what you like? A lot of times sisters have one experience. They date one ugly guy. They date one fat guy. They date one short guy. And they go, I tried it, so it didn't work. I tried it didn't work. You know, one guy cheated on them. If an ugly guy cheats on a sister, it's a wrap. An ugly guy cheat. Yes, they do.
They do, because you get with an ugly guy, he starts to feel himself.
Girl.
You might as well get what you want. Martine, get what you want, girl.
But you know, if you cheated on, whether it's an ugly guy or a short or a handsome guy, it's cheating is cheating, right? Listen, all men don't cheat. And another thing, I have really, really attractive clients, male clients, who women just look at them and assume that they're dogs, that they're gonna cheat, and that's not fair either. So you know, we really shouldn't make these assumptions about people. You look like a playboy. All right, so Heather just got married, and she said, I needed a man. It took me a long time to say that. I saw it as a weak statement. It's not. Everyone needs the yin to his or her yang, like Adam needed Eve. It's okay. Abso-freaking-lutely, Sora. That is absolutely right. You know, and I don't know what made it wrong or taboo to say, but a lot of sisters struggle with saying they need a man. It's a
blame
struggle.
Oprah.
You blame Oprah? Blame Oprah?
This is why Trump is president.
I'm not saying this negatively towards anyone. 'cause
I'm
everyone
joking. I
is
love
different.
Oprah.
I have a girlfriend that she tells me, well, Crystal, you look for clients, I look for a man. I just am, she can't function, she can't pay her bills, she can't do that without having a man in her life to do that. I just don't believe I wasn't raised that way. You know what I mean?
No, and it's not like a thing where you can't function, right?
There are a lot of women. I have friends. I have friends that unless they have a guy in their life, they're not happy. They're crying. They're miserable,
depressed.
They're depressed, and I just don't think that you will attract the right man.
No.
With that type of.
And I hear men talking about needy women, and those are those type of women. Those women don't have a life without them. You're my only friend, and if you go somewhere, I'm gonna cry because I'm by myself in the house. You don't want that. You don't want somebody holding on to your pant leg. You can't make a move without them. I mean, that's not attractive.
They're just taking whatever comes.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
Just no, you don't want that either. Tamara, she sends me questions, so thank you for my questions. All right, so all of you are in my Facebook group, MCM for Single Professionals. So what made you join the group?
You made me.
I didn't make you join. What made you join?
Actually, you added me to the group.
But I didn't make you. Let me tell you how I met him, because now he's tripping. All right, so we're in another Facebook group, and I said something, and he was like, he responded to me, and I said, I'm a matchmaker, and he was like, oh, I'm single, add me. That's how it happened. Okay?
That sounds
Something like that.
I have a photographic memory.
I think it did happen something like that.
It did happen like that, and so I didn't make you. What made you say add me?
Just the whole notion, idea that I want to find a good, healthy, solid relationship that's, something that can withstand the test of time and
Aw.
like really last, not just this whole fleeting.
That's beautiful. I believe you can have that. I mean, because you want that. I mean, that's when I talk about the desire of your heart. That's what I'm talking about. That right there, what you said. You can have that all day, every day. You want something that will stand the test of time and is not fleeting. I definitely believe, because I believe when God created us. If you don't believe in God, when the universe created us, when spirit created us, when however we got here, created us, that God created us with that desire to want that. And because you have that, you can get that. You can get
Just for
that
the record,
fulfilled.
I'm not an atheist.
Okay, so you do believe in
I just
God.
don't have a religion.
Okay, so you do believe in God, you just don't have a religion. I just want to be sensitive to whatever you believe.
I don't necessarily believe in God either.
Okay.
But I'm not an atheist.
I consider him agnostic.
I'm probably more
Agnostic. I think you were on the religion show. We had that discussion.
No, I should have been on your religion.
Well,
show.
what show? Okay, that's another
You didn't
discussion.
tell me about that.
Okay. Well, anyway, so you're not
I just don't have a religion.
you don't have a religion.
Right.
Okay, got it. I'm clear. I believe that we all have that innate desire to have someone to spend the rest of our lives with. And if that's what you want, you can get that fulfilled. You know, it's like all these extra superficial things that people have that are the problem. But if that's what you want, at the purest form, you just want someone to spend the rest of your life with and a love that withstands the test of time, you can have that. I believe it. All right. What made you join MCM?
He did.
He
I
added
made her
you.
join.
He added you. Well, you've been such a great addition. So
I felt bad for her because she can't get no man.
I hate every bit of him. I do.
what do you mean?
So I'm
She's
trying to marry her
gorgeous.
off.
Why are you saying she can't get a man?
He's trying to marry me off. He's got the goats outside to trade.
To trade you
You got
off.
the dowry.
Let me ask you this, because y'all are best friends. Is that a barrier to a good relationship, the fact that you have a best friend of the opposite sex?
No, not for me. I don't know how much for you.
No. We get asked a lot, like, why aren't we a couple? And then,
I've asked them too, trust me.
yeah, but that's it. And, like, I think.
So when you meet a man and you tell him that he's your best friend, he's not.
Well, we don't really introduce each other as best friend.
No.
I don't think we're just friends.
Just like this.
But friends can, people use that term friend, and that means I'm sleeping with her. Or, then this is just my friend.
I say my
Yeah,
homeboy.
I don't.
But
If
there
I
are people who
if I say
do.
it's a friend, it's a friend.
Haven't you heard people say this is my friend, and
Yeah,
that means
oh, yeah,
that's
definitely.
He
their.
usually says
I
it's my
don't do that.
homegirl, and I say this is my homeboy.
Yeah.
That's how we introduce each other.
Y'all introduce each other. Okay, so y'all answer me. Would you see that as a barrier if you met either of them and they said, this is my homeboy, this is my homegirl, this is my friend? Would you see that as meaning something more? That was my question. Because I think some people would.
I mean, I get that pretty much that's the question that's asked. And once my thing is, to me, just because we have different opposite body parts doesn't mean we want them to join.
Oh no, I have several male friends, and my male friends are, some of them are listening. Honestly, I had 5 male best friends, and they're all married now. But before they got married, those are my home. That's why I don't have any best friends now, because I haven't replaced them with women. It's hard. I love women. I love people. But one of the things I liked about them is I could be so honest, so transparent. I didn't have to worry about their little feelings being hurt. I could just say exactly, it's the truth. I could just say exactly what I felt.
But see, I'm like that with my homegirls. Lord knows.
Yeah,
stuff I say to Tiffany. And
Yes, exactly. That
She don't
relationship
care
is
if
not the
it's
same with the woman, though.
Yeah,
If she's
no,
with
no.
the woman, you can't just say what you want to
Yeah,
say.
what you just said to me, like if one of my girlfriends said, I'd be like, really?
Yeah, it's so different. It's like all these emotions that come with it, and you gotta watch your tone with me, and you can't say, I don't want all of that.
Okay.
I just want to be able to say what I want to say, and
Yeah.
I could do that with my male friends. But they're all great guys, solid guys. It's probably why I have such a great esteem and respect for men, because I've been surrounded by some really good men. My cousins are good men. My dad's a good man. So I've been surrounded by really good men, and these men have all gotten married. Great wives, lovely relationships, and I've had to pull back, because we used to be like on the phone all the time, go to lunch, go to dinner, like we were always together, and I've had to pull back because they're now in relationships, and it's difficult. Now I never had a man that didn't want to be with me because of my male friends, but they always knew they were there.
I don't think we're really pushing the fact that we're friends to people that we're dating either. Like, it's not like as soon as I started dating a young lady, I'm like, oh, you got to meet Tiffany.
Some
If it
people are
just
like that.
happens, like, if
Yeah,
it just,
if it happens
yeah.
organically, like if
Yeah.
I do something at my house, like I'm the person that's always doing the cookouts at my place.
Okay.
So if I do like a cookout, invite you over, and then
You meet
some
Tiffany.
of my female friends. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some
I'm not
people are
just
like,
pushing
It's not
you can't, you
early
got to
on.
meet my best friend before we proceed. And if she don't
Right.
approve, it's not going down.
Right.
Some people are like that.
But Tiffany and I actually help each other in your group in MCM. Like,
Okay.
we're
Like,
kinda
what about her? What about him?
Yeah, well,
That's good.
we're giving each other advice too about like some of the things that we post and how you look to the opposite sex. Like she might post something, I'll be like, the brothers don't like that, right?
Yeah, he does say that.
That's good. That's
I'll
good.
be
You're not
texting
gonna
her
come
like,
across.
the brothers don't like that.
I love your
Don't say that.
relationship.
Don't
I
say
really
that.
do. I do. I love your
Knock the brothers
relationship.
down. Don't knock them down. You come
Okay,
across like you knock them down.
Rhonda's my friend from Chicago. She's my sister's best friend, actually, so she's my big sister. But she says he's going to have several dates before the show ends tonight. Too bad I'm in Chicago because I would try to hook up for drinks tonight. Hello. She's an attorney up in
Oh, my
Chicago.
goodness.
No kids, never been married. She'll be back to Atlanta in a couple weeks, so I have to introduce y'all. Okay, TL Dowell says people are not being honest about their true feelings. Our society thinks it's so cool to be hard. I'm not sure why. Everyone wants to be loved, but that kind of attitude is counterproductive. I totally agree. We need to be more vulnerable, right? And people lack the ability to be vulnerable. All right, Pinky says, it wouldn't bother me, but I have close male friends, including my son's father, that many don't understand. Yeah, many might not understand that, Pinky, because with the son's father, y'all had
one time,
an
y'all
intimate
weren't
relationship. Exactly. And I could see men and women giving that a little side eye because, you're crying one day, you're upset about something somebody did to you, and he comes over to console you. He's already been there. What's not to say he's not going to go there again? I mean, you know what I mean? That's always a thought in people's head. I would not be too comfortable in that situation. I'm going to be completely honest. And I consider myself secure, but if I know that y'all have been there, that's a whole different territory to me. Once you cross that line, you can always go back. All right. Martine says it could be a problem. You said what?
You know where everything at.
And you know what? You know everything. You know too much. Martine said it could be a problem. I think it depends on the maturity of the people involved. If there is respect for the relationship, it should be fine. And Natalie says no, not an issue. So some people said no, not an issue, and some people said it could be. I mean, y'all have never crossed that line, so that's different, right? But
No.
oh, Jack says, have they?
Gosh.
Clear. I was just be clear. I was just got people out there.
People want to know, and y'all have never crossed that line.
Yeah.
So when y'all met, there was no attraction. There was no because
No,
people
we
say
have been friends
Yeah.
and only friends, and that is it.
Right.
some people say that. I saw a meme once that said, "Ladies, text your male friends and tell them that you're horny and see how they respond."
I did see that.
Did you see that? Now, if she were to text you, now just keep it trail with me.
I'll be
If
like,
she-
you can borrow some batteries. I think I got a few.
And that would be
I think
his
I got a
typical
few
answer.
bad-
that really would be his
At the
answer. He'd be
crib,
like, "You can
you
borrow
know.
some." And if he texts you
Or
and
like, why are
said,
you texting that to me?
I'd be like, what you take?
Did you
D's
mean
or
to text that to
C's?
me or something stupid?
yeah,
like that?
and that's how I felt about because at some point your male friends are like brothers. I feel like that with my male friends. Like even now, even though they're married, if they got a wild hair and decided to text me, "Shay, I'm horny," I'd be like, "Boy,
you don't get out
if
here."
you don't," because and the one thing about me, I
Or are
totally
you
respect relationships, and I totally respect marriage.
Tiffany is so much my homegirl. I don't know if you notice it in the group, but if I give her a compliment, I always follow it up with no homo.
Y'all are crazy.
He really does.
I haven't noticed that. I didn't ask you, Crystal, what made you join MCM? And I know I added you to the group, but what made you join MCM?
I just felt like your approach was a more positive approach.
Oh, that's
like I
sweet.
got tired of hearing Atlanta is like overpopulated with women, and it's like 18-1, and you're going to be messed up if you don't. Like I just got tired of hearing negative. It was always a negative approach. So you were the first person that presented dating in a positive way and was always like speaking, positive reinforcement. So I was like, you know what? Okay. Cause I had avoided all types of dating.
Really?
Oh yeah. Cause I don't, no one wants to go into something being scared into it. Like if you don't accept someone quickly, you're going to be by yourself.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's the energy that you get from a lot of people here.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. And thank you for your support. You've come to my events, and I really appreciate you. Okay, so we have some questions. And I don't tell people who my clients are, but no, she's not one of my.
Okay. We're not supposed
I
to
was like,
ask
I
that?
don't think you're supposed to ask.
No,
that.
because my clients come to me is confidential. Like
Oh, okay.
they don't. I mean, if I approach you as a potential suitor for one of my clients, then of course you would know because I would send you a picture of the client. But I don't tell anybody who my
So
clients
you
are.
match your clients with non-clients?
A lot of times, yes.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, because let's say I have 3 male clients and 5 female clients.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are not necessarily matches, so they may not ever meet each other, even though they're both paying all 2 sets of paying clients. So if you're my paying client, once we get to the matching piece, everybody in MCM, everybody that's ever come to my events, everybody in my database. I have 70,000 singles on my dating page, like on my dating site. Like all those people become my database, and then I go and start matching them from there. That's how it works. So yes, typically my paid clients are matched with people in my database.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody in the group is in my database. So what I do is like watching y'all interact with each other. I learn more about you, and I go, oh, I like him, or oh, I like her. And then when I have one of my clients, I'm thinking, okay, she'd be a good fit for him, or whatever. That's how it works. All right, so let me read some.
I know she knows.
What happened? What'd you say?
I told him, I said she doesn't think you're a good fit for anything.
Oh no, I really like him. I really like him so much. I think he's such a quality guy. Okay, what have you done to prepare yourself for a relationship in 2017? What have you done specifically to prepare for a relationship?
I took a shower last week.
And does that prepare for a relationship, or does it prepare to walk out the door? And if it was last week, I don't know how much of a help that's going to be today.
Exactly.
What have you done?
To prepare for it? Basically, well, like I said in the beginning of the show, my patience is one of my weaknesses. So I have been working at that and being more conscious of it.
Okay, at least you're aware. What have you done, Crystal, to prepare for a relationship?
Just getting a positive mindset, going into it, and then also realizing that I have to make sure that when I do meet someone, I'm willing to make them feel like they're a necessary part of my life, because I'm busy, but I want to make sure that I allow for, if something's a priority, to make it that way and make the person feel that way.
Absolutely. And that's important to do for any successful ladies. One of the things, I'm going to do like some workshops in the upcoming year. Is that one of the things I want to do is teach ladies who are successful, high-powered, professional ladies, how do you show somebody that they're needed? How do you encourage them? How do you reinforce it? And I constantly, it's a constant thing. I always tell him, I need you, I need you, I need you. But I think that's important to do, and you want to definitely reinforce that. And not just say it, but show, carve out places where you need him. I need you to do these things. And, this is your role. If somebody's coming over to the house to fix something, you handle those conversations. Give them some piece of your life that, of course, you could do it. But this is now allocated. I need you to do that. And that way you're showing them definitively that you need them. So we'll talk about that. But what have you done, Tiffany, to prepare for a relationship in 2017?
Well, I spent 2016. I always have a theme for every year.
A theme, I like it.
Yeah, so I have a birthday theme and then I have a theme for the year. So this was really, 2016 was the year, my birthday theme was the year of saying yes.
Okay.
So I think people know that book.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's by Shonda Rhimes, right?
Mm-hmm. And so this became my year of saying yes. It was being more open, and I was very safe in my little box. And so thinking outside the box as far as just my life is concerned, but also about relationships.
Yes.
And my mindset about them and about the people I date, but also getting to really know me.
It's
and getting
beautiful.
I think that when we have so much going on internally, we can't receive energy, external energy. So that has been really important for me. And now that I have such peace within myself, I can immediately sense good energy. And I think that that's the start of, accepting someone in.
Absolutely.
Is knowing that their energy is good.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I totally agree. The other day I asked a question on my page about marriage and how people view marriage, and if marriage was viewed as a point of success or an accomplishment. And a lot of people said no, and it honestly bothered me. And I was thinking, is it my wording? Maybe I used the wrong word choice. But when I tell you, and most of the people were single, and most of them said no, and I really thought about that. Because in my belief system, and I'm a Christian, but my belief system is New Thought. everything isn't, we're intentional about everything. Everything is a goal, and we manifest our goals, and everything is a desire, and we manifest our desires. If you don't have it as a goal, you can't manifest it.
Right.
It doesn't just happen. Oh, Lord, da, 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 boop, I'm married. It doesn't work like that. Like, you have to be intentional about it. It happens like that to some people, and to some people they come right back out of it like that, you know, because it wasn't a goal. Just like going to college. And I know it's not the same thing. I know going to college is not the same thing. But I'm trying to think of some things that we have done tangibly, and you've put forth the effort. You wanted to go to college. They don't call you and say, "Hi, we'd like to accept you into our college." You got to apply. You've got to send them your transcript. You got to take the test. You've got to go through interviews. You've got to write some type of essay. There's a process, right, that's involved. When you want to buy a house, no bank just calls you and say, "Hey, would you like to buy a house today?" It doesn't work like that. You go looking for a house. You put in a bid for the house. You fill out the application. You know, there's a process for everything we do. You want a job. Nobody calls you and says, "Hey, we'd like to offer you a job." You fill out the application. You send off your resume. There's a process for everything you do in life. And to me, this is no different. And if marriage, I know everybody's goal is not marriage, but for most people it is. If marriage is your goal, I think you have to be intentional about it. And date with that purpose. Not just dating because it's something to do. Oh, well, I don't have anything to do. Let me go on a date today. It doesn't work like that. Like, you need to have an intention in your mind, in your heart, of what you're looking for, what you're wanting, and manifest that. That's how you manifest your desire. So anyway, that really bothered me. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Okay. How are you making yourself available for dating seriously? How are you making yourself available for dating?
We're in your group.
You're in my group, so that makes you available?
Yes.
And so when ladies inbox you, do ladies inbox you?
They have.
Mm-hmm.
And I've inboxed some.
Mm-hmm. And then what happens?
I haven't actually met anybody yet, though.
You haven't?
No.
Okay.
Not from the group.
No. I'm sure you will, because they're chiming in like they want to meet you today. I don't know what it is
There's
today.
Gonna be a line outside.
Right, it's going to be a line outside. Don't y'all come up here. It's going to be a line outside. No, they act like they want to meet you. What are you doing to make yourself, put yourself out there to date seriously next year?
Just being more open and expressive. I tend to be very closed off. I'm an Aquarius, so we don't really.
Aquarius
do
are very
people.
interesting.
We don't really do
but
people
you interact a lot.
because it's a conscious effort I'm doing.
And then you're doing a great job. Now, have men been inboxing you?
Yes.
Okay, and oh
She's
boy,
blushing.
she really is.
She is blushing.
Uh-oh. So you really have turned red, ma'am.
They send her the eggplant pictures.
Oh boy.
No, I've not gotten
Okay.
eggplant
Okay.
pictures.
So they have been inboxing you.
Yes.
And any
some we
potentials?
have-
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's some really good guys in the group. It's just finding, I think, the right fit for
Absolutely.
me. And some I think I'm the type of person that I need an aggressive guy that gets, some of them that get labeled thirsty. I don't like that terminology.
Right. I don't like
that.
thirsty either.
I need that. I
don't
need
like that
I need to be Gatorade. So I'm Gatorade. So I need you to come at me.
I will quench
strong.
your thirst.
Yes.
No, but you know
that's
what?
That's what attracts me.
That's
because-
one of the things I do not like. There's a couple things I don't like about this 2016 dating culture.
Mm-hmm.
Thirsty is one of them. The other thing I don't like is the falling back. Those are the two things I don't like about this new culture of ghosting.
They're high school terms.
It's very high school, but we are grown ups using these.
It's high school terms.
We're grown ups doing it. Like, why are we doing it? We're not in high school. We're grown people. Like, why are you doing
What
this?
does ghosting mean? I never heard that.
Ghosting is I have a conversation with you and then boop, I'm gone. You're calling me and you're texting me.
I've never heard that one.
Oh, I call it fade to gray.
All of
They
it.
come back.
Falling back, fading,
just heard
ghosting.
falling back.
It's
I've never
all the
heard
same.
ghosted.
They're
They
all
come
the
back.
same. It's
That's a
just
good
synonyms
one.
for each other. All right, Crystal, what are you doing to make yourself available to date seriously in 2017?
I'm just being open and thinking positive.
Okay.
When you put positive energy out, positivity comes back to you.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. At what point did you decide on your specific relationship goals? At what point in the year did you decide on your relationship goals? What happened? Did anything trigger it? What made you
I was
come?
in a long-term relationship. I was in a long-term relationship, after that relationship ended, I did some soul searching, some piecing myself back together, that sort of thing. So I really took a break from dating, just to get myself right, just get my head right. Once I felt at a comfortable spot and I was at an okay place, then I started dating again around the spring of this year. So
I think that's so necessary to decompress and to think about. One of the things I ask my dating coaching clients is to look back over their last 5 relationships and to examine if you could have done one thing that would have changed the course of that relationship, what would it have been? Do you know that everybody can think of something they could have done differently? Oh, yeah. If I had done this, that relationship, we might still be together if I had done this, and so what happens is a lot of times when you ask the question, why did your last relationship end? Everybody blames the ex. It's always he did this, she did that. But when I ask that question, I'm not coaching your ex, I'm coaching you. Right. What did you do? What is something you could have done differently? And everybody is able to answer what they could have done differently. And so that's important. That's a step that most people don't take. And so if you don't do that evaluation, then you jump into the next one, you're bound to make the same mistake over and over because you've never taken inventory on what you're doing different. All right. Yeah. So what are you did you answer? Everybody answer what they're doing?
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
What was the question?
Well, how do you know you didn't answer it?
Because you went.
Okay. At what point?
Oh, he started.
Okay, got it. At what point did you decide on your specific relationship goals?
Oh, okay. So I would say earlier this year, I think it was, again, taking time to really know me and really know what I need and really know what I can and can't deal with, what's a good fit for myself. So I think in doing that, I really had to get to know me. Absolutely. And so even if I get it wrong, I know, okay, this is why.
You're right.
This was not a good fit because of this, because
right.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing me, I know the kind of person I need. So I would say probably beginning of the summer. Mm-hmm. I would say it really was like, okay, it kind of hit home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what about you, Crystal?
Probably like the end of the summer. I started realizing I dated a lot, and it wasn't productive.
It didn't work.
So I don't want to be dating a lot and it not being productive. So I was like, let me just kind of slow down and figure out and just be more focused on getting what I want and not just, doing it the other way. So I kind of stopped and decided to approach it from a different perspective.
And all of you have been in long-term relationships. Also, it grows. And a lot of times we're looking for somebody to be perfect today. And they're not necessarily perfect today. They grow. We all grow, right? And you got this person, and I just like him. We have great chemistry. He's funny. She's cute. Whatever it is that you're just starting to like about each other. And the more you spend time with each other and the more you grow, you get in your little groove and you begin to grow into what each other needs. And a lot of times we don't give people an opportunity to grow. And it's just, he's not there today, done. She's not there today, done. And that's so unfair because we grow in life. I mean, you guys have talked about your growth in the last year. I mean, think about where you were this time last year and where you are today. You've grown a lot. You're able to articulate where you were, mistakes you've made, what you want to do different. That's growth. And if somebody had met you there and judged you based off that, they wouldn't get to know the person you are today. And I think we give ourselves more grace than we give others. Mm-hmm. We don't give other people that opportunity to grow and change. It's just like, you should be there by now. And that's not fair, right?
We expect them to come all nice and packaged.
It doesn't work like that.
We're not always nice and
and that's the thing that I hear as a matchmaker when people have all of these standards and he's got to be and she's got to be. It's you're not there either. Like, let's allow a little grace, because you're not there either. And you're going to get there, but can you get there together? Like, and that's really what I really want us to focus on a little bit more in the coming year is giving people an opportunity to come there. All right, Daryl says, I need to become a client. Come on, Daryl. You can find me on middleclassmatchmaker.com. I'm actually taking free strategy sessions. You can sign up for a free strategy session. It's a 30-minute session where I talk to you about my services, get to know a little bit more about you, and I go into my packages. And if you are ready to be a client, I'm ready to accept you. Mm-hmm. Angela says, yes, Shay is extremely positive. Thank you, Angela. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all. So I have a couple more questions. I wanted to read a couple more things of what you guys are saying. Okay, Mikhail Glass says, what do you consider dating? If we go on one date, are we dating? Great question.
I am not going to do this with you today.
Ooh, okay. Who wants to get us started with this question?
Tiffany, because me and Tiffany had a real big deal about this one.
All right, Tiffany, what do you consider dating? If we go on one date, are we dating?
No, you are going on a date. You are the act of going on a date. You are not dating until you guys have a decision, a mutual decision that you are interested in each other and getting to know one another. Doesn't have to be exclusive, but you're focused.
All right, so for you, it looks like going on dates, beginning to date, becoming exclusive.
No, going on dates, dating, becoming exclusive.
Okay, and at what point along that continuum is that your boyfriend? Exclusivity. So getting to know each other, you're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
No.
All right. Exclusivity is when you become boyfriend and girlfriend. And just going on dates, you're just going on dates.
So can you be dating more than one person?
It sounds like it because you're not exclusive until here.
Okay.
See, this is where we fall out.
To me, exclusive means commitment. It does not necessarily mean that there's no one else. It means you're committed to that one person. You're committed to focusing on a relationship with that person. I don't necessarily think it means it's about other people.
So when you've decided to be dating and getting to know each other,
I could just be doing that with one person.
So you're still exclusive then.
But they have the option
to be dating more than one. Where does sex come into play? You're going on dates, you're dating and becoming exclusive. Listen, I just want to understand this continuum. I'm trying to understand what she. It does because it defines that for some people. That defines if we're having sex, we're in a relationship. Some people feel like that. So I want to understand you. You said there's going on dates, there's dating, which is getting to know each other, and then there's becoming exclusive. Where does sex fall?
So I don't have a.
Y'all are crazy.
I wouldn't say I have a set
Get to the
place
mic.
where I wouldn't say it has have a set place where sex falls. It just depends on the energy and the chemistry.
Can you have sex when you're going on dates?
Probably not with the people I'm going on dates with.
Okay, but
She's telling them to sell.
Right.
Be somebody.
Okay. So can you have sex when you've decided, okay, I'm gonna just focus on you?
Yes.
You can have sex then without being exclusive.
I said it could be, but yes, it could be in the second tier. However, I would have a conversation because I don't have sex with multiple partners, so I would say you're the only person that I'm sexually active with.
And doesn't that make you exclusive then? If you're only having sex with one person.
Yeah, it gets really confusing.
No,
it
because
does.
I can go out with other guys.
So you can go out with somebody else, but I'm only having sex with you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's sticky because a lot of men, if you start having sex with me, I don't want you going out.
Because what's not to know? That's what exclusive is. I'm like,
ooh, now you're keeping secrets.
No. It's not. If they ask me, I'll tell them, but they usually don't ask.
Okay, let me hear your.
But that's what it is. See, to me, that's the maturity of our age group dating. That's what dating is, and I'm very clear that's what it is. You have the right to see other people until we discuss and say we don't have that
even
right
if you
anymore.
choose not to see other people, or even if you choose not to have sex with other people, they still can.
Yes.
Okay.
Until we have that discussion.
All right. In Salvador, Mikhail's question: what do you consider dating? And if we go on one date, are we dating?
To me, dating is when you are actively dating. So if you go out on, let's say, well, for me, most women don't make it past a third date. I'm sorry to admit that.
Oh boy, this was in 2016.
I know, 2016.
Okay.
Old me.
Old
me. Wouldn't make it past 2 dates. By the third date, if I'm still interested and we're planning a fourth date, then I would say that we're dating. But for me, dating is what she calls going out on dates.
You're dating.
You're dating. You're just going out on dates. That's it. You're not.
So you can date multiple women.
Right.
You can be dating multiple.
Right. And for me, dating is the narrowing down process. That's where you're trying to narrow it down to one woman. So actively dating, you could be actively dating more than one woman, but I'm not kissing them. I'm not holding hands with them.
There's no sex involved.
Sex with them. No, not in the dating phase.
So for you, going out on dates, there is no sex.
No.
And that can last 3, 4, 5, 6 dates.
Right. Yeah.
It could last longer.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So it's just this narrowing down process. I'm not sleeping with any of you all.
Right.
I can date all of you.
Right.
It's nothing.
Chances are, during the dating phase, I'm not even holding hands with them.
You're not even holding hands. Because by the
Not
fourth,
during
fifth
the
date,
dating phase.
by the fourth or fifth date, you get comfortable with each other. You want to hug, hold hands.
He doesn't
I'm
make it
probably
to
not
that.
doing that. I'm probably not doing.
You just
a lot of
haven't
that.
gotten to that point.
I'm probably not doing a lot.
You're
of
not
that.
doing any of that.
Right.
I don't know how. I don't know that. Just scroll back through my Rolodex. I don't know that I've ever dated somebody that long and we haven't even held hands.
But you have to keep in mind, I'm very decisive.
Okay.
So my weed out, my narrowing down process doesn't take long. It doesn't take a long time. So it's
He's a
not like
slayer.
yeah, it's not like I'm going out with
I'll be like,
like
what happened to
3 different women for like 2 months, 3 months, and I'm just going out
What
on
are
all
the
these
things?
dates
What
with
are
all
the
these
things
different
that's
women.
narrowing?
It's not happening like that.
What are the things that's narrowing it down? Because you said it was children, but it sounds like it's more than that.
Well, see, these days I'm more focused. So I know myself a little bit better, and I know what's important to me. So these days, and I haven't always been like this, but now I'm focusing more on the date itself and are we having fun? Like I'm always, by the end of the date, I'm reevaluating, and I'm like, did we have fun? Was that a fun date? If the answer is no, then we're probably not going out again.
Wow.
I mean,
You don't even give it an opportunity to. Okay, because when somebody asks for feedback, then you should give them an opportunity to make it fun. Like, what can I do to make it fun?
if you're a fun person or if you have a fun energy with someone, you're going to have fun with them on the first date. You're going to have fun with them in the first 5 minutes if you're just two fun people or if you just have that kind of chemistry.
Very interesting, sir. Very, very interesting. All right, Crystal, if we go on one date, are we dating?
If we go on one date, we're not necessarily dating. If we continue, I think dating is the process of going out on multiple dates, and so I think that it takes at least 2 or 3 dates, and almost like something that becomes comfortable. To me, if you're dating, it's like I know that sometime that week we're probably going to get together. It's like you kind of get into creating a routine with someone. To me, that's dating. Can you date more than one person at a time? Yes. I've never gone on 3 or 4 dates with someone and them not kiss me or
That's
something.
what I mean. That's
weird to
usually,
me.
yeah, that's
I would
rare.
think that we're
Maybe
just,
they-
then he would be probably friend zoned because
Yeah.
I would feel like we have no chemistry.
I would feel like he didn't like me.
yeah, and he's not attracted to me, which,
When
you
are
know,
you expecting a kiss to come into it? Like by the
It's-
second or third date or by like...
Y'all are crazy.
it's not
I'm just
necessarily
trying
like
to get an
expecting
idea.
a kiss, but I'm just,
If
in
the
my
chemistry is
experience,
there.
that usually like
happens.
it happens at least. Third date, if he hasn't been like, then I would just assume he's not attracted to me, and
Yeah,
we have no,
I think
we
so
have no
too.
chemistry.
By the third date, I mean, there's some type of holding hands. Give me a hug. Can I have a kiss on the
like
cheek?
a long hug or something, like,
something that says,
we're-
I like you. I want to see you again.
Yeah.
And I would feel like you didn't want me either if there was absolutely nothing. And I think this is this balance that men sometimes struggle with. Some men come out the gate. Date one, do not touch me. Like, you don't know me. We're getting to know each other, right? Don't put your hand, please don't put your mouth on me. Just definitely don't. It's day one.
I have kissed on the first date.
If
it happens.
I have
Yes.
kissed on the first
Yeah.
It's
date.
a rare thing, though. I mean, it can happen. I'm not saying absolutely not,
right.
but
But
don't
don't assume.
think we're sitting at the table. Oh, I'm just gonna put my mouth on you. No, you were not.
Right.
You don't even know me.
Right.
But I think there have been moments where this date is great and the chemistry is hot and it's right and it can
so
happen.
You have to keep in mind. I'm saying if I'm dating like 3 or 4 women at the same
Oh,
time.
because you're doing this
See,
whole-
that's
Right.
the- and
I'm
that's
not
the
gonna be
thing.
doing
If
that
he's-
with all 3
You're not
or
kissing
all
all
4
of them.
right?
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
my issue
That
when we
starts-
talked about
that
dating.
comes along when the weed out process. When
Yeah.
you start narrowing
Okay, I
it
agree.
down.
Yeah, now I can rock
but
with that
how
too.
would you
Not
know
just
that?
like
So
them.
if you're on a date with a guy and he's not giving you any physical energy, you don't think, well, he probably is seeing 3 other
No.
women, and that's why. I'm just thinking, okay, we're friend zone.
He doesn't
cool,
like
let's
me.
go hang
Mhm.
out. We're not into each other like that, and that's cool. I'm
Yeah, I would
not
think
even
that too.
thinking about what you're doing with other women. Like, that's not even.
No, I think, and I think we had this conversation, Jack, when you were on the show when we were talking about dating multiple. So Jack doesn't kiss unless you're his girlfriend. So in all of this, like when y'all were talking about sex, when consent, he doesn't even kiss unless his girlfriend, right? So that's Jack,
Wow.
yeah. And he tells women up front, I'm dating multiple people.
So you don't kiss any of them?
No, not unless we start to get exclusive. It's a whole different level if I kiss you. That's just me. I'm just not a kisser. That's just a
Oh,
little more
okay.
intimate,
Okay.
to me.
But do you have
I'm
sex?
just dating.
Yes.
I would have sex before I'm kissing.
I cannot deal.
Wow.
I can't deal. Jack is off the chain, but he is.
honest.
He's very honest.
I met people like
And he's very handsome. Come over, Jack, so they can see you.
See me every weekend.
Anyway, he's very
I've
handsome
met
and he's
people
very
like him.
single,
That's
y'all.
Yeah.
This is Jack. He owns Instinct
Always
Radio.
trying to get me around this side of the counter.
Yes, this is Jack Trey, y'all. Say hey, Jack. Yes, but thank you, Jack. Everybody has a different definition, but I agree with Crystal. If by the third or fourth date is nothing, I'm gonna feel like you don't like me.
Make it to a third or fourth.
But most of your ladies
then
don't
there
make it.
probably is going to be some type of physical chemistry there or connection there, but yeah, they don't make that.
They typically don't.
And for me, that period of time where I'm dating a few, maybe 2 or 3, again, I'm kind of with him. There's not too much physical stuff going on.
Right.
However, it very quickly weeds out because I'll be on a date, waiting to get home to call,
And that's the person
and
who
that's
rises
the
to the
one
top.
I know that he's
My niecey said, Nadia said, hey, Auntie Shay Shay. Hey, niecey Pop. Okay, Pinky says, narrow down why I keep attracting the people that I attract in order to prevent that from happening in the future. Oh, this is something she's going to do in the upcoming year. She's going to narrow down why she keeps attracting the people that she attracts in order to prevent that in the future. Rhonda says, to prepare for a relationship, I've done what you've mentioned earlier, made myself more vulnerable. I've never been married, so having always been single, I've had to learn how to let go and let someone in. I still have trouble asking for help, but I'm learning. It's huge. In my relationship, we're going on 5 years, and it's just about being strong black woman. It's sometimes hard to say, I need help, and it's still hard for me sometimes, but he appreciates my vulnerability when I need to take this cape off and I can't do it today. He appreciates that too.
I hope that some men can understand that it's not that we're not trying to be. I got yelled at really badly, which I don't really like that.
No,
but
don't
I
yell.
got a guy that I was dating got really upset because I had a flat tire and I didn't think to call him. And he thought I was he was like, why wouldn't you call me, when you had a flat tire? And honestly, it didn't even occur to me because I've been doing so much on my own. Not that I want to, I just haven't had a choice. And so I apologized, but I was just,
AAA?
but he wanted me to call him. And we had a conversation. We had a really good conversation about it. And I talked to one of my guy friends and he said, Crystal, but I told him, I said, please understand that I'm trying to change.
Yeah, as long as
I
you're
just
open.
don't think. Yeah. But so I think sometimes guys assume, oh, she's this strong alpha female.
Yeah.
I hate that term.
I hate it too.
But allow a woman, tell her, instead of being insulted at the fact that she's not, tell her, baby, I want to do this for you.
Yeah.
Trust me, I want to give you some of the loan.
And that's that's a
Please.
question that's an actual great discussion to have on maybe the second date. Where are the places that you like to help a woman? Right. Because I'm a daddy's girl. My dad is local. I can call my dad if I break down on the side of the road. And I also have AAA. But my man likes to be called too. Right. So I have given out a gas before. I hate that it happened, but it happened. I gave out a gas, and he has come and gotten me. He has come, picked up the gas, and pumped it. He likes to do those. Yes, I have AAA. Yes, I can call my dad, but I call my man, and he likes to be able to do those things for me. And so, I think that's a discussion you have with each other to say, where are the places that you like to help? Right. And it could be, if a light bulb goes out in your house, I want you to call me and let me fix it. It could be, I'll come over every week and roll out the trash. It could be, whatever it is. I'll cut the grass for you. Whatever, I'll wash your cars. Whatever it is that they want, I think you have to have that discussion where they can tell you where they want to feel needed. Because for some men, it's a big deal. It's like, you never let me wash your car. That's a big deal to me. And so, and it's going to vary from man to man. So this is the discussion you have to have. And for women too, because women, oh God, I've dated a man who didn't need me. I didn't like that at all. No. I like to be needed too. He was in IT, very successful brother, and he flat out was like, I don't need a woman. Who says that to a woman? He was like, I don't need a woman. He was like, I want a woman, but I don't need a woman. I cook for myself. I dress myself. I pay my bills. I clean my house. I don't need a woman. And it's hard to try to insert yourself for where you might be needed. Nobody needs to do that. On the flip side either, he doesn't need to try to figure out where he needs to be needed in your life. You can just say, okay, here's my life. Here are the areas where I could use some help, or also let him say, here are the areas where I feel comfortable helping. And you help each other, because of course we're all adults. We've been living on our own a long time. We can do everything on our own, but it's so nice to have some help. It really is. All right.
think that we also we're raised to not need anyone.
Absolutely.
We're taught you can do this yourself. You don't need to ask.
As
for help.
women, yes.
And so it's really hard. Yeah.
Well, because a sad reality is that's the reality for most of us, right?
Right.
For most of us,
Or our moms.
if we didn't have, we'd be like Crystal's friends. If we weren't raised, you can do it on your own. We'd be like her, I can't do it without a man. Right. So you gotta be able to put your big girl panties on and cut the grass if you need to, or call somebody to come cut the grass. You know, whatever. You just have to get it done.
Right. It's just finding a happy medium.
Exactly.
But that was the first relationship that I ever realized, okay, stop.
Mhm.
Let's figure out why you're so angry at me. Because it didn't occur to me. I had another guy, my windshield got cracked. Why didn't you call me? Because I'm trying to fix my windshield. The insurance is going to pay for it. Like,
No, they like to be
so I
involved.
just needed to know. And I'm
Yeah.
happy to do that. Yeah, it helps me. But
Yeah,
I just didn't
it's a
know.
conversation you both have to have. That's all. Alicia said, we ain't even going to make it to the third date if there's no attraction. Dating is the process of screening out. You have to date before you decide who you want to become exclusive with. Cassandra says it looks like he will be alone for a while. He's going to work on that, Cassandra. He's just telling you what he's telling you. He's saying what he's been through. No, he was just saying what he's done before. He's not going to do that anymore. Right? In Salvador, he's made.
She always corrects everything immediately. She has like this immediate correction.
I don't want people looking at him like this. I really think you're a stand-up guy. I really do. I'm saying this from the heart, and I don't say this to everybody. I really think you're a stand-up guy, and I definitely think you deserve a good quality woman.
I'm practically your co-host at this point.
You really are. You've been on the show 3 times, right? All right. So next question: are your families pressing you to get married or settle down? Are your families pressing? I mean, in Salvador, you don't have any kids, so does Mama want grandkids?
No, I have a big family.
Okay.
So a lot of sisters, one brother. Everybody's got kids except me and my brother.
Really? Is he younger?
No, he's older.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So
the
2
youngest is
bachelors.
6. Yeah, we're both divorced. Both no kids. So our parents are very religious.
Oh,
Let me
wait,
put that out
you're
there.
not religious.
I'm not religious,
But you
my
come from a
parents are.
religious family.
Yeah.
Right.
You talk about Bible thumpers.
Oh, they're
yeah.
real Bible
Oh,
thumpers.
They
Oh,
literally
that does
will
explain.
literally pound on the Bible.
Are you serious?
Yes, my dad can quote the entire Bible front to back.
Wow, that's interesting.
It's ridiculous. I think my dad is
Really? You think your dad is
Jesus.
Jesus?
I think my dad is Jesus. I swear. Sometimes I
So,
do. But,
if you had a child out of wedlock, how would they have looked at that?
well, I'm my mom's favorite.
Does everybody
I'm
else
the
know
youngest.
this? Does
I'm
everybody
the
else know that you're the
youngest.
favorite?
Yes,
Oh
the other
boy.
siblings know. The other siblings will tell me I'm the youngest. Yeah. The other
And
siblings
everybody
will tell
knows
me.
this.
Yeah, they'll tell me. The other siblings tell me that I'm my mom's favorite. So I can't really do anything wrong in my mom's eyes. So if I had a baby out of wedlock, my mom probably
You
would.
get a pass.
Yeah,
It's
I would get a
Joseph's
pass.
baby. It's all right.
Somebody else does it. It's end of the world. But they don't really pressure me, and I started them with the religious thing because they really believe that you only marry once.
I love it too.
So they don't acknowledge second, third marriage.
Wait, so you've already been married?
And I've already been married.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
So
they don't acknowledge the
They
second
don't
one.
marriage second and third and whatever marriage.
When you say they don't
They only
acknowledge-
acknowledge your first spouse.
What do
So
you mean?
Unless you die.
Like for example, like if I got remarried, they ain't coming to my wedding.
Wait, shut up. Are you serious?
I'm dead ass. My
Your
sister-
mom would come because she loves you so
My
much.
siblings have gotten remarried and they did not go to.
He's
their
been married
weddings.
before, so.
Yeah, they did not go to my
Are you for
siblings'
real?
Second and
Do they
third
consider that the
and some of them
daughter-in-law or
fourth
the son?
marriage.
Do they even consider them son and daughter-in-law?
They will accept you into the family once you marry,
This is
and they will
crazy.
treat you. They will treat you nicely and everything, but they're not gonna come to the wedding.
Okay, you have children out of that union. Are they their grandchildren?
Yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, definitely.
Everything
will
else,
treat
but
them
they
like
will
your
not come
grandchildren,
to the
right,
wedding.
But they're not coming to the wedding.
Are you for real?
I've never heard that.
I've never heard that
Like,
either.
they're
Now, what
supporting-
religion is that? What
They're
belief?
Christian. They're
What
Pentecostal.
denomination?
Oh, like Kojic?
I don't know what that means.
Like Church of God in Christ?
That sounds like
You don't know.
They're Pentecostal. They're
That's
they're
different
one step
strains,
below
it
shaking
sounds
snakes
like.
around in church.
But they speak in
They
tongues
just
and they
about to start
shouting and
shaking
they.
snakes. Yeah.
Okay.
They healing folks. They laying hands. They
But they don't.
shouting,
I like that.
They
I like
casting out demons. They
all
doing
of it.
That. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
They big time.
I see.
your mom only wears skirts.
Yes.
And she has like something on her head, like the little lacy
She doesn't
thing.
have to keep her head
That's
covered.
Pentecostal. That Pentecostal you just have to wear. You not
They
supposed to
can't wear
wear makeup.
pants.
You can't
I've
wear
seen like the
Not
little
supposed to wear
dollies
makeup,
on some
don't wear
people's
I grew
heads.
up like that. I had
Yeah.
to wear dresses. I used to sneak and put on jeans. And
Are you
Yeah.
serious,
My
Crystal?
sisters used to put her pants up underneath their skirts.
Yeah.
Oh.
So they have jeans on underneath their skirt rolled all the way up. Then they
And
get
are
to
you
school
real
and roll
religious
them
now?
down.
I'm religious now. I'm not the way I was raised.
Okay.
I wear pants, everything. I wear makeup, obviously.
Right.
My mom is against anything.
Are you
like that.
serious?
But she's
No
but
jewelry,
I've
Yeah,
been
no
able to see my
adornments,
mother
yeah.
progress. And
She's
That's
transitioned.
the thing I would say also about people that are very religious or people that are not religious. We have to allow all of us time to grow because a lot of times we are raised one way, we go the opposite way, and then you may end up coming to another realization later in your life. I question everything about the way I was taught when I was younger, and I don't have the same beliefs as I did. So if someone turned me down because of that,
You've changed.
Yeah, you have to kind of allow people to kind of grow, especially when
Definitely.
they've had a very strict, severe upbringing.
Definitely.
That's why I should have been on your religion show.
No, you really should have. You really should have. But we had a really good show. I have to show it to you. We had a really good show on that. All right. So, your question are your family pressing you to get married?
No, I was married for 13 years. So, and it was a very I was in an open marriage, except he forgot to tell me.
Oh, well,
So, so
Wait,
it
he was
one-sided.
cheating.
Yeah, it was one-sided. Yeah, he was a serial dater. So, my family is just
Man,
like,
he's a
you know.
I'm so sorry that happened. But I know men like that, and they are married, but they are in singles groups. They're on
dating
match
websites.
dating sites, and they're living like a single. They go to singles events. They live like single people. Their wives don't know that they're doing this.
The women didn't know.
This
he
is
was
the
married.
craziest thing, and it's like, dude, why don't you just be single? Why are you married and doing
Like both
this?
sides.
Yes, but you're endangering my life. Don't do
That's
that.
what I said. It's
some
one thing
people
to
are just
mess with
habitual
my
liars,
heart.
too.
It's another thing to mess with my life.
You're messing
We
with
have
my life.
children,
Yes. No,
Yes.
no, sir. No
Yes.
bueno.
Yes. So my dad, who was a bit of a Rolling Stone, in his day, he actually just thinks I should have stayed with him and dealt with it.
Are you
He
serious?
still is like, you should work it out with him because he doesn't want me alone, but he doesn't think I should be with someone else. Right.
He thinks you should have put up with the cheating.
Yeah.
Because listen, I think that I don't believe in divorce. I know you've been divorced. I'm just saying, my personal belief. I believe in love, so I'm supposed to believe in love. All right, so when someone cheats on you, I don't think that necessarily means the relationship is over. People have you made it's not a mistake. I don't want to say mistake, but you did something wrong. You're repentant. You're sorry. We might be able to move on. But a continuous behavior that becomes abuse. If you're continuing to cheat on me, you're not sorry about it. This is your lifestyle. This is a choice. You're continuing to cheat on me and put my life at risk. At some point, you don't love me enough not to do that, and I have to love me enough not to accept that. At some point, that's the choice you have to make.
Absolutely. And it takes a while to actually
get to that
place because you question everything.
Yeah.
You question yourself. You get insecure.
I can imagine.
And everything. You morph into different people to try and please that partner.
Oh no.
So especially when you have children.
Yeah.
Because
you want to stay together for the kids.
Walking away is not an option.
Right.
It's not the first option.
Right.
It's the last when you have children.
I totally understand that, and I'm sorry you endured that. But there is somebody, Tiffany, who is going to love you and only you, not want anybody else but you. Can't wait till you get home. Can't wait to squeeze you and hug you. That person is waiting on you. And so I pray that you find him, he finds you, and you make each other happy for the rest of your life.
Thank you.
Yes. I mean, it's true. There is somebody out there like that. I believe it. All right. Crystal, your family, are they pressing you to get married?
My mom is the opposite. I was married for 13 years too, and
what a coincidence.
my mom is like, "You're good. Just stay by yourself." Now my kids, they don't want me to be alone, but they're not pressing me. I think, but they do. It's at the point now where they see they're gone, and so they don't want mom to be by herself.
Yeah, and you shouldn't be. I mean, you're both still so young, and you have a whole life ahead of you. And I'm sorry it didn't work out, but.
Well, I would say people say they don't believe in divorce,
sure?
and I didn't believe in divorce either. Like, I think sometimes people that are not married, they will say, well, when I get married, I'm not going to get divorced. And I'm like, well, I didn't go down the aisle thinking I'm going to get divorced.
I know.
I didn't want to. So I think that, and it wasn't my choice. He
divorced you.
Well, he didn't divorce me, but he had an affair, and he did not want to stop the affair. So at that point, I'm like,
well, he didn't want to stop.
He would not stop it. He would not stop interacting with the young lady
he
that
still
he was
with her?
No, of course not.
And that's the
No.
thing. It's like, why don't you stay with her? You ruined our whole
I told
relationship
my
for
kid,
that.
I was like, this, you really destroyed 13 years, 2 kids, and my kids had a really difficult time. I had a difficult time.
That makes it
I
so much
really
harder
wish
when
you
the
would
kids-
stayed with her to make it worth
At least,
destroying our
yes.
family, you know. But I have to believe that everything works out
course.
for your good.
course.
So, but I do want to acknowledge that for those of us that are divorced, not all of us went into it thinking there's an option. I did not want an option, and I had to finally, it took me 3 years to go to the courthouse and file divorce papers because I had to realize that I can't be a one that's trying to keep a marriage if the other person, he was actively dating in a full-fledged relationship, and I had to realize, well, I don't want to fail because I don't like failing,
Right.
but this is not marriage.
And it's not what you deserve. You
Right.
deserve better than that. And I don't think anybody deserves to be treated like that, treated like second best. But so when you made your vows, you meant them. But he didn't fulfill his end, you know. And it takes both people. Both of us have to agree that this is what we're going to do to have in the hole. I can't have in the hole by myself, you know. You've got to do your part, and he didn't do his part.
Yeah.
And
At the end, we had 10 great years. So
Yeah.
I didn't have a horrible marriage, but people change. People go through things that causes them to change. It's not all their fault, and that's what you can realize after you grow and mature, okay? But at the point that you decide to see another person and you don't want to stop seeing them, then I have to take
You had
care
to.
of me.
Of course,
You know,
of
be a
course.
good example for my kids.
Absolutely. And you know, honestly, and I tell my mom this, my parents were married 22 years, and divorce was really hard for me. When they got divorced, I was in high school. It was horrible for me. You know, because, you know, I liked seeing my parents together. I loved marriage. I've always loved marriage. I loved their marriage. I loved what we had growing up. And, but one of the things I appreciate is growing up and seeing my mother be a single mom showed me my strength. I didn't know how strong she was because she was in my dad's shadow. So he's the man, and she's, you know, cooking and cleaning. But when my mom became a single mother, I saw her strength. I saw how smart she was. I saw her making decisions. And that's been beneficial for me to, like you were talking about how we were raised to be independent, where I really wasn't, because with the two parents, you're not really raised like that. But when I had the one parent and I saw my mom working double time overnight, you know, to pay the bills and keep me in private school, it taught me, and look what I've done for my son as a result of how she, you know, so I appreciate now seeing both sides of her, because, you know, growing up, I just saw, let me make sure your daddy's dinner on the table. Let me make sure his clothes are laid out. Let me make sure, you know, she was that woman. And then when he left, it was, all right, I got to pay the bills. I got to, you know, keep you clothed. And I saw her step up, and that helped me to be a strong woman. And I think I appreciate having seen both sides.
You got a good deal.
Good balance of both. Yeah, because I know how to treat a man right, how to talk to a man, but I also know I can hold it down if I need to, you know, so I appreciate that.
One of the things that makes, like, I think I get nervous about is when I'm dealing with someone, it's like, why would you want to get married again? What do you, because when I went to marriage counseling with my ex, I asked him, why did you marry me? If you were going to do all this, why did you marry me? And he said he didn't want to get married, but he also didn't want to lose me because he saw that I would make someone a good wife.
That's control
That's
and
so
selfish.
selfish.
Very
I know.
selfish.
And so,
Were you guys
yeah,
young?
we got married. No, we got together in 26. I think we got married when I was 28.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to marry you.
Younger than me.
I don't want to marry you,
He
but
was
I don't want
26.
anybody else to have you because you are such a good woman.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like
There's
him.
a lot of guys do that, though.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God. What? Okay. All right. So Raymond says, thank you, Shay. This is a wonderful show. Thank you for tuning in. Marcella says, hey guys. Hey Marcellus. Cassandra, I didn't see Amy's comment, but you said, yes, I was in a marriage for 15 years. I tried to make it work, but when the abuse starts, it's time to move on. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen too, because I know there are some men who are being abused and cheated on as well. You do not deserve to be abused. You deserve someone who appreciates you, who loves you, who values you. And I'm going to tell you, you know, and I was in an abusive relationship, even though I've never been married. I was in an abusive relationship, and I can tell you the difference. Like my man loves me, flaws and all. Like, that's such a beautiful experience too. And I'm so flawed. Like, I'm just like crazy flawed, like as we all are. But when you have somebody to just look at you and just think you're the best thing since sliced bread, how it feels. You know what I mean? Because it really gives me wings. I feel like, oh, if he thinks I can do it, I can do it. And like if I'm down on myself, and sometimes I am because I'm such a perfectionist, and if I don't meet the mark, I'm like, man, I didn't meet it. He just starts encouraging me, like, do you know who you are? Do you know what you've done? I'm like, oh my God, this is what I need, you know? And you need that, right? You both need that. And I do the same for him and encourage him. But I know that's what I needed. I needed someone like that. And there's no way I could be with someone who was intimidated or feeling some kind of way about what I do and didn't see me, even with my flaws, couldn't see beyond them to know who I am and speak life into me when I need it and encourage me and build me up. If you don't have that, you know, that's the bulk of the relationship. And so when you have that, you can weather any storm, whatever comes, and that's what I want for you all to have as well. That's what you deserve, not someone who treats you any less than that, any less than you deserve. It's not staying on, but it's so cute. All right, but we have to, y'all have been talking so much. We're like almost done. So we have to wrap up. And thank you all, Facebook friends, for joining another episode of Conversation with Cupid. And as you write out your New Year's resolutions for 2017, I hope you include some relationship goals. You know, if your relationship goals include finding the one, being open to the one, being ready for the one, I'm always willing to help. You can find me at middleclassmatchmaker.com or my dating site, Middle Class Match. I am doing free strategy sessions. You can find me on Middle Class Match and book a free strategy session with me. My book is coming out. Well, it's out. It's on Amazon. There's a lid for every pot, and I'm having a book launch on Saturday the 7th. So next week we're going to be talking all about my book, Q&A session. You can ask questions about the book, and I'll share more next week. I really thank you for joining us tonight. I think we had a great show. I love this show. Thank you all for joining us. And I don't think you'll be single long. Woohoo! 2017 is your year.
Yes.
Claim it. Claim it. Yes. And I wish the same for you all as well. Smooches. Have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuning into the very best. It's yours truly, Jazzy Fizzle.